Lincoln and Logan County. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. We're out here at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Open 7 days a week. Give Jake a call, 735-1212, or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. Josh Komnick along with the furniture guy, Jake Johnston. Jake, of course, we're out here again at the furniture store, and what do you got going on this week? Always something new out of Jake.
Biggest sale ever.
Ever. Epic sale going on right now.
Absolutely. We got mattresses on sale. We've got rebates for
President's Month.
We've got, actually, there's like big rebates. The employees actually came up with this sale concept, and it's went over really well this week. And, you know, we've got today and tomorrow to finish it up strong.
Sure. And, you know, being President's Day on Monday, I believe, are you in the house Monday also?
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I can't take time off. It's retail.
365 days a week.
That's exactly right. Twice on Sundays.
As I want to thank Jake for having us out here. Of course, it's another winning Saturday thanks to the Railer basketball team. Another big victory, 58-42 over the Cyclones from Sacred Heart Griffin. Kind of coming back from that loss just a couple weeks ago where the Railers took their one of their only 2 defeats in the conference. That was a score of 44-41 at Jim Bell's Gymnasium several weeks ago. The Railers improved their record to 24-4 on the season, 13-2 in the conference. Sacred Heart Griffin falls to 19-7 and also 10-5 in the conference. And basically, Coach Alexander is with us as always on a Saturday morning. We love those winning Saturdays, Coach, and it was another fine effort by the boys last night.
Oh, yeah, the kids played hard, and, you know, it was a very physical game, and, you know, that's what you need right now because that's what the state tournament becomes. It's just a wrestling match. So it was a good game for us last night, and the kids hung tight, and, you know, we got to the free throw line, and that's simply because we got to the paint last night, what we did only in the fourth quarter when we played them down at their place. So last night was a good effort for us.
Coach, Southeast wins last night 58-28 over Rochester. That improves their record now to also 13-2 in the conference. And with the conference coming to an end, as your season's coming to an end here pretty quickly, that your guys are tied, of course. And with one game to play, I believe they play Chatham next week. You've got your last regular season game on the road at Lanphier. It'll be a tough one as Lanphier won last night 63-58 at Jacksonville last night. So if you want to have any hopes of a share of the conference title, you got to take care of business also next week.
Well, as you know, and all of our Railer fans know the history of the Lanphier and the Lincoln rivalry, and it goes back many years. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a challenge for us to go down there. One thing about Lanphier is they're not going to want us to go down and win the conference championship on their court. So hopefully we can, you know, take our fans and take our guys down there and they come up and play big because it's going to take a great effort to beat Lanphier at Lanphier.
Coach, and we'll get into the game that happened last night, but real quickly, and I had a kind of a question. Just say we win against Lanphier, Southeast wins against Chatham. Because we've beaten Southeast twice, when it comes does it come to a head-to-head, or they just give you an outright tie between us and Southeast? Just because we've beaten them twice, do they go to head-to-head, or is it pretty much just a tie?
It's a tie. If you remember, I don't know, 4 years ago, it was Lincoln and Southeast also with the same record, and we beat Southeast twice, I believe, and or maybe they beat us twice.
Yeah,
I believe that's what happened. Yeah. They beat us twice, and we were still.
It's real gray in that area.
Yeah, we don't remember those very often.
So recall that.
So it is just a co-champ, and you know, we got to just worry about ourselves and take care of business. So you know, if we go down there and lose, it's not an issue. But if you go down there and win, then you hope for Chatham to do you a favor.
Pull off what probably would be the big upset after Peyton Allen just made his debut coming back from the sickness last night. But, Coach, let's go through the stats real quick. Last night for Sacred Heart Griffin, they shot 13 of 39 from the field for 33%. They were 7 of 26 from the three-point land for 27%. 9 of 13 from the line for 70%, 69%. They had just 8 turnovers, so Sacred Heart Griffin did a pretty good job of handling the basketball. Only 9 assists. They did have 20 total rebounds, 9 of those on the offensive end. But I think one of the things, as you talked about the Railers getting to the free throw line a lot last night, the one thing that hurt them, really their guys were in foul trouble. You talk about Malik Turner, their leading scorer at just over almost 11 points per game. He had 9. He was out in foul trouble, and Nate Lois also in foul trouble all night. Boy, the personal fouls really racked up against Griffin last night.
Well, again, that's another positive thing that happens when you go to the penetrate it,
Right.
drive it to the paint as you get them in foul trouble. And, that's exactly what we did last night. So, it not only helped us out as far as getting to the free throw line, we're much better shooters when the ball goes inside and then back out to where the kids are stepping right into their shots. So the dribble drive or the dribble penetration was very successful last night.
Yeah, really, I think as just watching, and of course a Railer fan, the only bright spot really for Sacred Heart Griffin last night was their sharpshooter, Ben Sestak. Boy, he attempted 12 threes. Sure didn't think that he attempted that many, but he hit 4 of them. And really, when the Railers were just trying to extend that lead, it seemed like the Griffin would always come up with a big basket at some point. We could never get over that, and we're complaining about a 15 or 16-point lead, but we could never get over that hump to really blow them out. But really their bright spot was their shooter, Sestak.
Yeah, what really bothered the coaching staff was he was just catch and shoot, and that's all he is. And he never once caught the ball and put it on the floor, and that's one of our goals in our defense is to make people play off the floor. And by off the floor, I mean dribble, by dribbling, and they're passing off the dribble, they're shooting off the dribble, because a lot of high school kids can't do either very well. So catch and shoot is what they like to do, and he's falls right there with what basically every kid likes to do.
Some impressive stats for the Railers last night. They shot 15 of 28 from the field, 54%. They were 9 of 18 from three-point land for 50%. And again, as Coach said, 19 of 24 from the line. Basically, obviously a huge difference. They make 9, we make 19. The Railers shoot 79% from the free throw line, 11 turnovers on 9 assists. Generally, the Railers are way ahead in assists, almost 2-1, but it was just a little bit different type of game last night. The Railer rebounds 25, 5 of those on the offensive end. Some of the main scorers last night for the Railers, and a big game all around, was Max Cook, 5 of 6 from the field. He was 4 of 5 from the three-point line, also 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 19 points and also 6 rebounds. 13 points from Gavin Block. He was 3 of 5 from the field. He did attempt 1 three-pointer, but missed it. But a big 7 of 7 from the free throw line, and also 7 rebounds and 5 assists for Gavin Block. Maybe one of his better all-around games. Will Podbelsic, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point land. 10 points for Will to go along with 2 assists. 9 points for Bolby, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. He was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds also. So almost, again, Coach, 4 guys in double figures. Bolby just missing it by 1. Joey Olden had 4. Tyler Horsham got the game started with the big 3 for the Railers. So, Coach, again, well dispersed, and Max right up there. He shot the ball extremely well. Will Podbelsic and Horsham got us going early.
Yeah, kids had good stats last night. We took good shots, and again, the dribble penetration and kick allows us to be much better shooters.
Well, we got the ball inside. I thought Bolby had some aggressive moves. A couple times he didn't score on them, but you like to see Gavin had a couple inside where I remember one specifically where he made what the coaches call an up and under, where he fakes in the middle and goes around and scores some easy layups. You see him starting to mature a little bit more, getting a lot stronger. Boy, him and Bolby have been horses on the boards lately.
Yeah, they've been doing a nice job, and even Austin Cruz. He didn't get a lot of time last night, but the 3 of them really done a nice job on the back. I guess the only negative thing that the 3 didn't do was get to the corner to cover up the 3. So, but they do a nice job. They pick you, and when they would cheat out to the corner, they were slipping those picks right inside, and they were getting, they scored a couple easy baskets. But we have to do a better job of covering the corner.
The Railers by quarters last night were ahead 14-11 after the first quarter. They outscored Sacred Heart Griffin 10-7. and then also outscored them in the third quarter 13-7, and then a big final quarter with a bunch of free throws at the end, 21-17. The Railers outscored again for that 58-42 lead. The largest lead of the game was the Railers 43-26. At one point, there were only just 3 lead changes. I think at one point, Sacred Heart Griffin went up 15-14, I believe, and really the Railers started to go after that. The defense again was strong, Coach, and when your guys are moving like that, and you're able to get that rotation going with Austin Cruz, with some of the other guys that come in, Joey Olden again off the bench with some big steals. It's nice to keep those guys somewhat fresh.
Yeah, we're getting kind of a rotation, and again, our 3 guys on top when, Joey wasn't there, wasn't getting a lot of breaks. They were playing a lot of minutes. So here the last month or so since Joey's gotten back, we've had to, change things, and it's a little bit of a change for those individuals that weren't getting 32 minutes, from going down to 24, 25 minutes and coming out, sitting down, getting a break. Has also been adjustment for them as well. So, I think more so than anybody, it hurts your shooters, and Tyler Horsham's one that, a shooter has to have be on the court, have a rhythm, and get a few shots here and there. And one of the things that they've had to adapt to is coming out, setting a little bit, and then going back in.
Yeah, kind of getting your momentum, your sweat going again, get the legs moving again. But all in all, the Railers another very impressive win. Now 24-4 on the season, 13-2 in the conference. Let's go over some of the scores again. Southeast was a winner, 58-28. That improved their record to 20-5. And 13-2 on the in the conference. Rochester falls to 4-24, 1-14 in the conference. Lanphier a big win, 63-58 over Jacksonville. That was at Jacksonville. Lanphier is now 14-10, 8-7 in the conference, and Jacksonville falls to 17-10 and 9-5 in the conference. And then Glenwood a big winner over Taylorville, 60-28. Glenwood 18-9, 8-7 in the conference, and 14-14 for Taylorville, 2-13. In the conference again. So, Coach, of course, Moline again comes in tonight, an opponent that you've gotten to know pretty well in the last couple of years. They were actually Rock Island beat them last night, 57-46, which Rock Island took home the Western Big Six title. Rock Island is 20-4 now and 7-2. Moline falls, I believe, from what I've found, is 17-11, somewhere around there on their season. But again, a big school, a 4A school that has to travel down to Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, who always, in the past years, we've had their number the last couple of years when some great efforts by the Railers, but you can never take them lightly.
No, and, they've got a new coach, and they're doing not a whole lot of difference. They've been a zone team, a ball press team, and now then they've gone to just a straight 2-3, and they do a lot of different things out of it, and it's big, and they're big and physical, and, the Western Big Six is one of the best 4A conferences downstate, so I guess it's a 3-4 type conference, but probably a 50-50 split. I think they've got Quincy, they've got Rock Island, Moline is a 4A, and then I think the other 3 are, so I think it's a 50-50 split, but it's a conference that is really traditionally pretty strong in basketball.
Coach, you talk about the 2-3, and I was kind of wondering this last night. I was rathering up some questions for you today. As your team goes against last night a zone, you're thinking tonight, what are you most confident with this team? I've told Jeff since we started that this team cannot be zoned. We move the ball too well. We've got too many shooters. If we're shooting the ball well, we can get it out. What do you think you're most confident in, and also the guys?
Well, right now I feel good with both. I kind of agreed with you if our guys are shooting the ball, we have great movement. Coach Ewald does a great job with our zone offense, and that's one. And I take no, but and from a coaching standpoint, you have to have guys that work together, enjoy the game, and know and understand. And Coach E's one that spends a lot of time watching games, picking up ideas here and there, and and try to keep up with the times. And our zone offense is as good as anybody that I've seen, and that's his. I take no credit for that, but that's what makes a basketball program so solid is when you got coaches like that that'll spend the time and work and do things. And it also, you know, he's got sets in it. I mean, he does a great job. He basically does the zone offense. I do the man-to-man. He does our what we call our green, which is our basic man-to-man. He's in charge of that. I've got the, you know, so we kind of split up the differences offensively, and then, you know, but it's worked out over the years that, you know, he's put together a great offense, and we should have some good movement tonight. They play a 2-3. We'll just have to see if our guys come to play. It'll be a game that, you know, it's going to be challenging.
And, Coach, before we take a commercial break, of course, another year almost gone. Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, last game tonight. You've got one senior and one very special one. He has improved in every aspect of his game from a year ago to this year. Obviously, your leader out there. He leads by example. As hard-nosed a kid as you'll find that wears the red and green. And Will Podbelsik's going to play his last one tonight.
Yeah, you know, one thing you don't have to worry about, Will, is the type of effort you're going to get and the fire that you get inside him. He's a fiery kid. You know, he plays so hard. He practices hard. What you see on Friday and Saturday nights, how he practices. And, you know, he's not a very vocal kid, but hopefully, you know, our guys have picked up from it. And, you know, he's earned the right to be able to say, hey, get with it, guys. You know, when you got a kid that works hard every day. And, you know, as a player, you know, I felt like that those guys have the right to get on those guys that don't want to work hard every day. And our guys, you know, respond to that. And, you know, he'll be missed. He's been a solid plus for us now. And, you know, he just does a great job. And, you know, the other person we have is Stephen Coots.
Yeah.
He's a senior manager that we've had, and he's been with us for 4 years. And, you know, those guys are so important to the coaching staff. And, you know, he's been there. He's saying that things that we don't have to worry about are done, and, you know, we take for granted. And but those kids have responsibility, and they do a great job with it. So those two kids there both will be missed.
Well, Coach, and talk a little bit about, of course, the senior night for the cheerleaders and POMs and the basketball players and the managers, but also Railer Appreciation Night afterwards.
Yeah, we have, you know, senior night, which will honor the seniors before the varsity game. And again, the sophomores start at 5, so that'll be somewhere around 6:15 tonight when we honor the seniors. And not only do we do the basketball players, but we do the band members, the POMs, the cheers. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but we do have those people that are being recognized for their participation over the years. And, you know, again, it's unbelievable that we're talking about senior night and getting another class of seniors through. And, you know, before you know it, it'll be summertime, and this class will be done and gone. So we do that. And then, you know, Grouse Chevrolet and IGA co-sponsor our Fan Appreciation Night, which is we have barbecue and autograph nights for the kids. They kind of, you know, just stay after, and hopefully everyone will stay and visit with the kids, because they're a good group of kids, and the young kids enjoy it and pretty much idolize these kids. So hopefully we'll have a good crowd for that. Yeah,
come out and support your seniors all over the Railer program. And we better mention, too, the other Alexander on the staff, Coach, has put together quite an impressive record. Again, another win for the sophomores, 55-27 over Sacred Heart Griffin. Now 21-1 on the season. And yeah, not only are the varsity team going full speed, but I can't, other than the 1-point loss against Jacksonville in overtime, I don't remember a game being within 15 points. I think it's been 15 or more every game, and of course we go to every game, and those guys are playing really well.
Yeah, they are, and you know, they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
They get after it, and you know, they're going to add to the varsity unit next year. But he's done a great job, and you know, I'm proud of those kids as well. They work, and you know, to me, they should be pretty good, because they're playing against they're practicing every day against the varsity kids. So playing a sophomore team shouldn't be a whole lot of problems. So
It's like that's a half a day in practice almost.
Yeah.
Coming out and playing the real game.
yeah, so that they get to work and prepare. Even though they're basically working to prepare, the sophomore year is a tough year.
Mm-hmm.
They spend a lot of time helping prepare the varsity for who we're playing this week, but they also get to run some different things, and but they also do a great job of executing our system.
Yeah, they've done again a great record. They got a couple more games left, and we'll get Coach Greg Alexander in here hopefully next week. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're out here at Jake's Furnishings. We've got a couple players joining us right behind Coach Alexander. We'll bring them on and talk about the season so far. We're at Jake's Furnishings, 1100 Woodlawn Road. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 FM and WLCN online.com.